Agar bisa menguasai dunia, Dajjal memerlukan beberapa hal yang harus ia kuasai: kekuatan militer, sistem ekonomi, dan media informasi. Lalu, untuk mencapai itu semua, Dajjal memerlukan dasar yang sangat kokoh, yaitu ekonomi dalam sistem keuangan ribawi.
The current monetary system came into being or was formally established when the Second World War was coming to an end in the Bretton Woods Conference in upstate New York.
Lalu, siapakah orang-orang yang berada di balik kesuksesan Dajjal dalam misinya menyesatkan umat manusia? Assalamualaikum sahabat, bagaimana keadaan kalian hari ini? Kami doakan semoga sehat selalu. Untuk bisa menerapkan sistem iblis di seluruh dunia, Dajjal memerlukan satu kelompok rahasia yang dibentuk agar mampu mengatur tatanan pemerintahan dunia saat ini. Mereka lah yang saat ini kita kenal dengan Freemason dan Illuminati.
The Freemasonry movement has its origins and its roots in ancient Israel and in the Old Testament. A lot of the symbols which are used by the Freemasonry and a lot of the beliefs in the Freemasonry system comes out of the ancient scriptures, ancient Jewish scriptures. But the Jews have transformed the Freemasonry movement to be an international movement, not an exclusively Jewish movement. So that the link between Freemasonry and Judaism no longer exists today in the popular consciousness. So a Prime Minister of Australia can be a Freemason, yeah? And a Prime Minister of Britain who is not a Jew can be a Freemason. The reason why they've done that is so that they can use this movement, the Freemasonry movement, as a front through which they could pursue their objectives without allowing themselves to be identified as the actor. So they can remain as the hidden actor behind the Freemasonry and the Illuminati.
Kita tengok hari ini, untuk mereka menjayakan agenda mereka, tentu kita kaitkan tadi Freemason dengan Illuminati dan penyembah-penyembah syaitan. Dia start zaman Namrus. Kita tahu Namrus bin Kan'an bin Kush bin Sam. Namrus ni cicit Sam, cicit-cicit Nabi Nuh lagi. Sebab lepas peristiwa banjir besar memang tak ada golongan lain dah. Anak beranak Nabi Nuh tu je ada. Mari hak jadi baik ke, hak jadi soleh ke, hak jadi jahat, hak jadi toleh pun itulah dia. Dan termasuk ialah Namrus bin Kan'an bin Kush bin Sam. Ini semua asas dia datang dari Nuh lagi. Sebab Namrus arkitektur yang hebat, ahli seni bina. Sebab itu teras ini melahirkan Freemason, pembina-pembina yang bebas. Walaupun asas sebenar Freemason bermula di Scotland. Hak nama Freemason betul-betul The Scottish Rite. Di Scotland, Scottish Rite. Sebab itu ahli-ahli Freemason yang naik dari satu tingkat ke satu tingkat boleh ditabalkan di mana-mana lodge, mana-mana tempat. Tapi bila sampai tahap 33rd degree, dia perlu di PhD kan di sini. Tak boleh tempat lain, iaitu di Scottish Rite.
Years after Jerusalem was taken, the Dome of the Rock was seized by a group of warrior monks calling themselves the Knights of the Temple of Solomon, or more simply, the Knights Templars. Jerusalem, the Templars began to deviate further and further away from the practices of Christianity. They learnt the secret arts of the Kabbalah, an ancient form of Jewish magic, along with its dark rites and rituals. The Jews had learnt the arts from the pagans of ancient Egypt during the times of enslavement to the Pharaoh, and developed them into Babylon at the time of Nebuchadnezzar. In 1307, King Philippe of France arrested them for charges of denial of Christ, homosexuality, and idol worship, as well as magic. In 1314, Pope Clement V declared all Templars as heretics to Christianity, ordering all their properties to be seized. Their leader, Jacques de Molay, was captured and burnt to the stake. The Templars were cornered, and just when it seemed they were finished forever, a glimmer of hope arose from a seemingly certain end. They were to find a safe haven as well as an ally. But not in France. In fact, in a country in a desperate struggle for independence against the English. The country of Scotland. The Templars had brought themselves back from the brink of destruction, and never again would they allow themselves to be destroyed. This time, they would control the country by controlling its kings, and in order to preserve their secret order, the Templars would have to die, or more precisely, the name would have to die. All the time they were planning, regrouping, and infiltrating positions of power in all corners of the kingdom. In 1717, the Templars made their reappearance in Europe. They had grown in both number and strength, and were now ready to coin a new identity, free from their reputation of the past, and given credibility by none other than the monarchy and aristocracy of England. And the name they chose for themselves was a name that would be known by many, but understood by a few. This new name, the Freemasons. The Freemasons were not content with power in Britain alone. Their ambitions were far greater. In the years to come, the world would witness Europe and America being plagued by wars and revolutions, each more devastating than the other. However, these would not be as commonly believed, the spontaneous effects of a downtrodden people, but in fact schemes created by the exclusive few, driven by hunger for absolute power. All this would take place from the very country from which they had fled centuries earlier, and would come to the base for their global domination.
Incredible biblical prophecy moment, because when you start talking about the building of the third temple a few years ago, this was something that was just whispered. President Donald Trump declaring Jerusalem the capital of Israel, and then of course moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem and dedicating it on May 14, 2018, the 70th anniversary of the establishment of Israel as a nation. Then we had the longest blood moon of the century directly over Jerusalem. And then the red heifer were born. The red heifer was born on August the 28th.
Masih banyak topik yang akan kita bahas. Silakan subscribe channel kami agar kita bisa lebih dekat dan bersama membahas berbagai topik menarik lainnya. Like bila Anda suka dan unlike saja bila Anda tidak suka dengan video seperti ini. Terima kasih telah menonton dan sampai jumpa.